The U.S. trade war continues to weigh heavily on many businesses and consumers. Our next guest is joining us to give insight on the latest in the China-U.S. trade relationship. From Singapore, we're joined by Alex Liu. He's Vice President of Global Strategy at TD Securities, and once again, he's in Singapore. Alex, thank you very much for joining us. The U.S. has launched tariffs, obviously, all around the world. Those tariffs are nowhere as steep as they are in China, and it looks like, for the moment, a standoff. And both countries have piled on, in addition to tariffs, other measures as well. The U.S. is restricting the sale of chips and NVIDIA chips to China. China has responded with a ban on shipments of critical minerals from China to the U.S. It looks like things could scarcely be worse in this relationship. What is your take on where we stand right now?
Thank you, Paul, for having me on. Yes, this is a new confrontational phase between the U.S. and China. We saw, U.S. sort of cutting off chips, and then a couple of days later, we saw China sort of halting delivery of Boeing. They are the biggest buyer of Boeing planes globally. So we are in a new phase here, and I do expect, tensions to run high. In terms of de-escalation, I don't think we are there yet. I think Chinese officials want greater clarity from the Trump administrations before engaging on talks. And I think the first instance of that will be Japan. So if Japan officials manage to strike a good deal with Trump, we can see U.S. and Chinese officials talking on the back end to try to work something out before a possible Trump-Xi summit in June.
That's interesting. You think the outcome of U.S.-Japan talks could be very material, very influential on the direction of U.S.-China talks, correct?
Yes, because I think the Chinese officials want clarity before bringing the presidency's what is U.S. demands. Because in any trade negotiations, there needs to be clear objectives on both sides to come to talks. And I think they are really watching for clues on how Japan managed to deal with the U.S. before engaging with them.
Alex, it's John O'Connell from Davis Ray in Toronto. I realized that Premier Xi was in Malaysia and other parts of Asia calling for more cooperation between the Asian countries. What do you think the prospects are of Premier Xi striking trade relationships and deepening relationships with other Asian countries and trying to build a bloc to counter, let's say, the European and American trade fronts?
Yeah, John. So if you look at the Chinese data over 2024, Chinese exports to ASEAN did really surge, in contrast to the drops in exports to US and Europe. So China was fully prepared for this trade war this year, and that's why we saw the spike in exports to ASEAN, to Latin America. So I think it's no coincidence that President Xi made his first pit stop, outside of China this year to Malaysia. So Malaysia is the ASEAN chair this year. So Malaysia has a lot of clout in discussions, and ASEAN as a bloc is willing to talk with China. So I think President Xi is trying to sort of engage greater with ASEAN and other countries in the world, like Vietnam also, because they know that they hold a critical trade links with the US and also on China's side.
So further to that, Alex, I mean, is this Xi trying to counter the efforts, the American side, to stop China being able to sell to these countries and then import the Chinese products from Vietnam or Malaysia or other parts of Asia? Is that reasonable? Like, what's the trade balance between China and these Asian countries?
So, of course, these countries sort of import a lot from China also. They are very systematically linked, given how closely tied Asian supply chains are. So in the last trade war, we saw Asian suppliers really stepping in to sort of fill the gap between US and China when Trade War 1.0 broke out. So I think China knows the importance of ASEAN in this region and is trying to engage more on a closer relationship with the different ASEAN countries, sort of prevent them from being cut off completely by the US. So definitely, they want to prevent an isolation, by other global countries and global trade partners. So I think that's priority number one on the foreign policy side.
Where do you think this will be, Alex? What will be the nature of this relationship a year from now? Do you think this will be largely resolved and we'll be back to a quote-unquote normal trade relationship between the two countries?
I think it's difficult to sort of say to go back to a normal, trade relationship in U.S. and China. Like even under the Biden administration, the tensions were very tense. So, and this Trump administration, we know, are sort of full of China hawks. They want fair trade. They are true believer in tariffs. But I do think both sides want to come to sort of negotiations, because at the current tariff rate above 100% on both sides, we can assume all trade flows between both countries could cease in the coming months, heavily impacting U.S. consumers, and of course, a big shock sort of to China's economic growth this year.
Alex, thank you so much for your insight. That's Alex Liu, Vice President of Global Strategy at TD Securities. He joined us from Singapore.